welcome to my channel, Learn and Earn, to live your life on your own terms. You're welcome to my channel, Learn and Earn Academy. Today, we are going to talk about One Nation, One Election, a campaign which has been launched by BJP under the leadership of our Honorable Prime Minister, Shri Narendra Modi. Now, this is a concept, an idea, a belief which has emerged over several years of experience since the day of our independence. Our nation has seen several elections, and with the experience of conducting elections on such a massive scale, it is time for us to think in a different way on how we conduct our elections and what impact it has on our overall prosperity. So let us understand what exactly is one nation, one election. Now, do you have an idea how much money, resource, time is invested in conducting an election at an assembly level or at a national level? Now, there are over 9 lakh 30,000 poll booths and deploy over 1 crore workers who are posted during various polling stations, polling booths all over the country. Around 1600 to 1700 crore rupees were spent in 2011 polls and 4000 crore in 2014 general elections. Now, this is huge amount of expenditure and huge deployment of manpower. Now, one nation, one election is a concept where elections will be held in one particular year for both states and national level simultaneously. So what is the biggest benefit or the most important benefit which first comes to your mind? It is saving the cost, saving the money of the exchequer, saving public money. And this exercise has already been successful in several countries. So the biggest advantage of carrying out simultaneous polls both at national and state level is to curb expenditure and preserve, protect and save the public money from getting wasted and spent on a massive scale. We need to bring our country out of election mode throughout the year. Now, what are the arguments for one nation, one election? As I've already talking about, the biggest argument is the reduction, the saving of the money of the people. The second is it'll improve efficiency in governance. But you will ask how? Now, if you see, every year we will have elections of particular state. Gujarat, Karnataka in 1 year, Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh another year, then the third year will be general elections. So all these elections which happen every year involves a lot of time, efforts of the people, of the government in the states and the center. Now, the time, money and resource which the Prime Minister and Chief Minister should put in governing the people, they use the same time, money and resources in doing election campaigns for 1 to 2 months. So this 1 to 2 months of time every year is getting wasted. This is where the governance gets impacted if we have elections after elections every year. So if we can get one election through the entire nation in both states and center, it'll give our country the biggest boost in the governance. I've already spoken about the time taken and the cost of elections. It'll also stop and curb excessive political party expenses. Now, we can imagine and see the kind of money which is spent during elections in order to promote political parties. It is huge, it is massive. Now, the money which is used by these political parties every year, if it is used only once in 5 years, how much money will be saved of these political parties, who in other ways get the money through illegal means? So, this will be the biggest step to curb corruption in a country. Better utilization of administrative and security apparatus. This is one of the most important and fundamental aspects which we need to understand. Once there are elections every year, state after state, and then central government elections, this requires deployment of manpower. All the school teachers have to give their services at their polling booths. All the paramilitary forces, police personnel are involved in protecting these police booths and ensuring safe and secure elections. Now, this use of administrative and security apparatus requires a lot of time and management. And imagine if this exercise is done only once in 5 years, how effective and efficient use of same administrative and security apparatus can be used to conduct elections once in 5 years for both states and central governments. It will reduce communal tensions. Now you have seen every year when there is a state elections, there will be increase in the news of communal tensions, communal disharmony. It is affecting the social fabric of our nation. So why are we getting into these sort of political gimmicks? Parties which want to play for their vested interest to incite people on basis of communalism, because they have to win elections, so they will do anything to let people fight and get votes. And through one nation, one election, this can be prevented. Now, once the elections are declared, model code of conduct will not allow any new schemes to be announced by government. This is injustice to the people who deserve better governance and better life. Now, what are the arguments against one nation, one election? There are political parties, there are people who oppose this one nation, one election, and they have genuine concerns which we as a nation need to address. We can't have one way of thinking. There has to be an opposition, which is the healthiest form of democracy. And this is the strength of our democracy. So, if state and national elections are conducted once in 5 years, it will pose threat to the regional parties because national agenda will take precedence over local issues. Now, you must have seen in 2014, it was all about Narendra Modi, the national agenda to bring central government to elect a prime minister. And if we have state and national elections at the same time, obviously the national agenda to elect a prime minister will preside over all the local issues, and people will vote for the prime minister of the nation. And this will directly impact the level and the kind of voting which will happen at the state level. it will definitely have an impact. Could lead to centralization of power. After every 5 years, if the national agenda is getting prominence, obviously there will be centralization of power at the center. The central government will become more powerful. Political uncertainty in case it's an era of coalition. However, in 2014, Narendra Modi got complete majority. But imagine if there is political uncertainty, if within 3 years the government falls, we have to conduct again elections at such a massive scale. Now, this will also bring the question of political uncertainty, lack of accountability. Now, this is something which can definitely happen. Once a government knows that they have a guaranteed 5 years term, it will make them work less, reduce their accountability, that because they know that they will be there for 5 years, both at center and states. So these concerns are genuine concerns which we all need to think about and address in a way and come to a solution. What are the challenges? We have talked about the positives, the negatives, but what are the real challenges on ground? Is it practical for election commission to conduct state and central elections once in 5 years all over the country? No. At present, it is not. So election commission has to come out with a mechanism, has to come out with a plan, has to formulate a strategy to conduct elections on such a massive scale, both at states and center. Logistics will be a challenge. Now, can you imagine the amount of EVM machines that would be required at one instance? It'll be huge. For that, do we have the logistics ready? No, it will not. And as I've already spoken about, it'll widen the gap between Lok Sabha and Assembly elections. Lok Sabha is for central government and Assembly elections are for the state government. Lok Sabha elects the Prime Minister and the Assembly polls elect the Chief Minister. Now, this will definitely have an adverse impact on governance. So, if you like this video, you can press the like button, subscribe to my channel, and also think about this concept of one nation, one election, how it is going to affect. And if you think it's a positive development, it's a positive step, you can please comment below and share your opinion. Thank you. Have a great day. If you like my video, please like, share, comment and subscribe to my channel by pressing the bell icon.